hello there. I didn't see you. I was just taking some time to read a book about, well, reading. And also, I was reading about teaching children how to write. Now, both these books, by some people that are kind of heralded in the world of education, say that children should interact with text. That is to say, they should experience it on their own. They should synthesize it. The problem is, a lot of books, including these, well, they're kind of boring. Sorry. And children don't want to interact with them. There's no reason for them to. There's no benefit to having read the text. Now, if only there were a way that children would interact with text in a fun and meaningful way where they could learn more about it. If only there were a video game, perhaps, that they could... Oh, would you believe that? Look at this. This game is for the Nintendo DS, called Super Scribblenauts. Now, in this game, the character, Maxwell, that's this guy, has a magic notebook, and anything that he writes in it comes to life. We're going to be talking about this game today in our new segment... Why don't your kids play this? I'll work on the intro a little bit. That's okay. First time, we'll work on that. Anyways, a new segment today. Why aren't you kids playing this? Alrighty, here we are at the start screen of Super Scribblenauts. Right here is our main character Maxwell, and up here is his notebook. Now all we have to do is tap on that notebook and we get a screen with a keyboard on it. Now then, we can type in any noun that is not proper and it will appear. That means I can type in something like, say, dog. And a dog appears. I'll simply drag him down near the ground, place him there, and we have a dog. Okay, I'm going to pick him up and put him in the trash can. Please no one tell PETA. Now, the great thing about Super Scribblenauts is that it also has adjectives. This is the second game in the series. You'll notice the super up here. The first game only had nouns. This one also adds adjectives. So if I want, instead of just having a dog, I can have a green dog. And there we go. Now we have a green dog. Now, the great thing about this game is not only can I use one adjective per word, I can use many. So if I wanted a huge, flying, oh, let's give it a color too, red dog, there he is. And there he is floating around in the air. Because of course he can fly and he's huge and, well, he's red. Okay, get rid of him as well. And this is fantastic for kids. You know, a lot of times as teachers we're trying to get them to use adjectives. We'll say, oh, use those juicy words, or, be descriptive, tell me more. And it's so hard to get kids to use those words because they can't interact with them. I've never seen a red dog. I've never seen a flying dog. Why would I put those words together? And Scribblenauts is a great game where we can have kids experiment with those words and put them together. Let's say I wanted to play a game in my game. That joke never gets old. Click on it here. And now there's even a little game inside the game because I hit arcade machine. Or say that I want to travel to a different time. Well, I'll simply put in time machine. We'll click on it. And let's go back to the Egyptian time. And here we are. Now then, if I don't know what something is, all I do is click up here on the magnifying glass and touch the object. It tells me this is a sarcophagus, this is a pharaoh, the pyramid, the sun, you get the idea. But this is fantastic, for as the kids are playing the game, you see something, you get to interact with it, you're part of that experience, you're synthesizing those words. You can simply click on it and find out what it is. And then if I wanted to have my very own, let's say I looked up here and, that's the sun. Yeah, we know that. But then if I wanted a huge purple striped sun, I'm going to expand that idea. And there we go. My huge purple striped sun. I took the initial word, I synthesized it, and I already knew some of the adjectives from my anchor chart. or whatever you want to do. If this is at home, that's, may not be something you want to do. And I made something new from that. Everything here is represented that I typed in. And that's fantastic for the students that we're using this for, or your kids at home, or even you. And that's another thing that I think is fantastic about Super Scribblenauts, is it's not just for kids. What happens if I want a dinosaur, that doesn't quite fit his timeline? Put an anachronistic. Stromius. Okay. Click OK. And we have a dinosaur with a ray gun, because he doesn't fit his timeline. So we'll put him in here and go say hi. Oh, he is not a very... Oh dear. He's not a very nice dinosaur, so we're gonna put him away. So there you have it. Super Scribblenauts for the Nintendo DS. Yeah, I think this is one of the only games I've found that allows children to really play with and experiment with words. They'll type in their favorite things, they'll expand that idea, they'll find a new word, then they'll synthesize that information and come up with something that's really awesome. I think that's what makes it such a great game and so much fun. Now, if you want to get this game for yourself or for your kids, it's Super Scribblenauts. You want to make sure that it looks like this cover here. Both the games are pretty similar looking, but you want to make sure it has that super. You can find it on Amazon.com, Walmart, you can go to GameStop. Retails for around $30. You could probably find it cheaper if it's on sale, and it's really worth the money. It's amazing that you can type in any of those words, any of those adjectives, and it'll show it to you. It'll make it real, and you can interact with it. And I think once students realize that they can make any of those words, that anything they type in can come to life, it really excites them for that learning. In fact, I even had a student one time ask me for a dictionary, which was kind of weird because I told her I didn't have a dictionary. Of course, I was kind of lying. I have one right here, but I'm too busy using it with Super Scribblenauts. Toilets can't fly.